Yeah, so I'm Soon from the Arm Gamer. This is What's Brewing. This is Drew from Uber Motif.
And this is
Joe
Joe.
Kappas.
From Uber Motif.
Just Joe.
Just Joe. Let's go with just Joe.
He's Joe.
So I'm flanked by Uber Motif. If you guys at all want good website design, look it up for them. It's ubermotif.com. They designed armgamer.com. It looks fantastic. Check them out. They are awesome. And yeah, so I guess first topic is going to be Zoe Quinn. We weren't on last week, and this is...
That's when that whole news story broke, around like last Wednesday, when like her ex wrote that really, really ridiculously long blog post.
Yeah. Yeah, it was like the Zoe post at WordPress or something like that, and it was this whole long, really, really long series of blog posts, all detailing about how she allegedly cheated on him with 5 guys.
Burgers and fries.
Yes, and
you can't say that without like immediately getting that reference.
I know it just has
really
to happen.
bad. She should have either done it like
6
held
or
it at
4.
4. Or...
When it gets to the 5, it's like, So yeah, the real problem with that story wasn't necessarily that she cheated on the guy.
I mean, that sucks for that guy, but it doesn't affect, like, gaming as a whole.
Yeah, the reason why that became a gaming story is because one of the guys was Nathan Grayson. He is a writer at Kotaku. And so a lot of people started to ask, like, did she get positive press because she slept with him? Was this literally nepotism? You know, and now that I think about it, wasn't it the chick who slept with, Kevin Spacey in House of Cards, also named Zoe?
Kevin Spacey in House of... Yes.
Sorry, side connection. But yeah, so people started asking if like she was sleeping with a guy to get positive press. And, well, the thing ended up being that Nathan never really wrote anything about her. He wrote something about the Game Jam.
Yeah.
That
she was a part of, and she was also one of the major people who kind of broke the story that the thing was kind of going tits up.
Yeah, she kind of, like, destroyed that entirely.
Oh, yeah, and then immediately started Rebel Game Jam, which is the anti-Game Jam, which is basically the same thing, just without those people involved.
Yeah, the weird thing with that is, like, if you want to donate to Rebel Game Jam, you can, but all donations go to her personal PayPal account, you know, which is the same, like, if you were to do a Patreon for her or something, or donate to her other stuff.
Yeah.
So, there's just this really weird thing where you're like, is the money actually
going to any organization? Like, what's going on here?
It just goes to her pocket.
Yeah, well, that's what people are starting to wonder.
Well, it's PayPal. It's not like they have any, like, recourse.
PayPal just sees it anyway. And
PayPal's like, oh, your account's locked. We're going to just invest that money and make interest off of it.
Yeah, exactly.
No need to worry. We're PayPal. Trust us.
Yeah, so, and that whole debacle kind of started to snowball. So people started to look into other instances of collusion, lack of ethics in journalism.
Right.
People called out Ben Kuchera for writing about Zoe Quinn when he was sponsoring her via Patreon.
Yeah.
And then also Patricia Hernandez in Kotaku got called out because she's literally the roommate of a game dev that she wrote about.
Yeah, that one was even more direct because they're talking on Twitter about like, oh my god, we're moving in together, and oh my god, let's go to dinner, let's do this, yay, we're the best friends. And then like this same time frame, she's like, I just read about this awesome person who made these games, these really cool indie games. Mm-hmm. And you're like, when you put 2 and 2 together, that one's like blatant.
Yeah, no, that one absolutely is blatant, which, I mean, all of this ended up actually, well, yeah, I should also know there was this really, really weird Tumblr post that went viral where this guy's like, oh, I'm a writer for some game organization, and there was an image of Kotaku, so I was like, oh, I must be a writer for Kotaku. He's like, oh, I had to quit because I wanted to write about this, and they told me you'll, like, give up your career if you write about this, blah. But
they're all turning into Gawker Media.
It sounded so shitty.
Yeah.
Like, his writing was just so bad and so shitty that it just... I don't believe he was ever a writer for Kotaku, because I don't think any press, even Kotaku, would accept something who wrote that bad. If you look at the rest of it, if you look at the rest of the Tumblr, it all just looks awful. So
I mean, maybe the dude got an interview and he was just like, "Oh, it was my positions," when it was just like really they're trying to let him down easy because he wasn't a good writer.
yeah,
That one, like, yeah, okay.
yeah, that guy was just weird. But regarding the Bank of Chair and Patricia Hernandez thing, Kotaku and Polygon actually each made new posts addressing their change in ethics policies. So
Right.
Kotaku took the stronger end of it, saying none of our writers are allowed to support any Patreons.
Yeah.
And I don't know if I don't know if they ever actually ended up addressing the Patricia Hernandez thing in the end, though. The can you live with a developer? I didn't read anything about that. Polygon, on the other hand, just said that all their writers have to disclose who they're supporting.
Right.
So if you write any article about someone that you're supporting their Patreon, you have to disclose that. You have to say.
Because you'd assume, like, especially game writers, they're into the industry, and you see something cool on Kickstarter, you want it back.
Yeah.
Like, oh, shit, that became a thing, and now I have to write about it. But, yeah. So I can kind of see from both sides where, like...
Yeah, and I mean, sometimes the only way to actually get a game on Kickstarter is to back it. So if you want to write about the game, you have to back it anyway. So... But Patreon is, I don't know, it's a lot more gray than Kickstarter.
I like the whole, where you actually have to disclose who you're writing about.
Yeah.
That's better than
Nothing.
just not saying anything.
Mm-hmm.
Because then it kind of stops people from making all these wild accusations like everybody's been doing. Just like, man, in the wake of that whole Quinnspiracy theory and like every video that's come out for and against, and people building barricades and like lobbing missiles at each other. Holy hell!
My God, yeah, this whole thing is going crazy because there are like threats thrown out every which direction. There's hacking done every which direction. Fucking social justice warriors hacked the Fight on Capitalist Indiegogo campaign.
Yeah.
Because they were getting support from 4chan. Which boggles the mind.
Which brings us to our last topic on our list, but I guess we'll address this now. Holy shit, 4chan was cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
How awesome was that?
So, for those of you who don't know, the Fighting on Capitalists is an organization that, when they were first trying to gain support and they're running a competition for women to submit game pitches and get that game designed. So you submit an application saying, here's a game I have in mind, the story, the mechanics, and how that works. And the Fighting on Capital selected the top 5 women and said, all right, these are the pitches. You as a community can vote on these 5 formal pitches with concept art and everything else. 8% of the sales go to the female designers. Mm-hmm. So 8% of royalties. The rest of the money goes to paying for the game creation, which is going to be done by Autobotica, a company down in Colombia run by a woman.
Right.
And the rest of the money is all going to go to charity of the backer's choice.
Cool.
Yes, it sounds awesome, and it looks like, it sounded like a really good idea, but Zoe Quinn back in May super burned them. Like,
yeah, especially, I mean, if she's got the clout to be on that Game Jam thing, and like be able to like, I made Depression Quest, I'm now super indie game developer. Yeah. I don't like you, fuck you, and gets all her writer pals to kind of gang up on him. Like, they got really fucked in the ass by that one.
Yeah, so no one would cover the Fighting on Capitalist because they all knew Zoe Quinn.
Which I didn't get, because, like, if you actually, like, you talk to Matthew from the Fine Art and Capitalist.
Yeah.
If you actually, like, took the time to read their page, like, there's nothing bad about what they're doing. Like, they're paying somebody for an idea, which, I don't know, like, anybody who started a business or attempted to build an X-Wing, the idea is the worst, like, the idea is easy. It's making it is the tough part.
Yeah.
The fact that they're, like, giving people the idea, and even if you have the idea and some technical skills, like, they'll help you do it. Which is huge.
Yeah, and, like, the thing is, everyone walks away with something. So even the 4 people who don't win, they walk away with a formal pitch they can take elsewhere to other developers and other studios.
Yeah.
So they just have that in hand with really good concept art. So they walk away with something, but Zoe Quinn I think what happened was she didn't understand what the competition actually was. She thought it was exploiting women. But when she came out so vehemently and the Finding Cat was like, no, we're not that, we're something else. She was so pot committed, she couldn't backtrack her statements to say, oh, I'm sorry, I was wrong. So she just kept hammering them until eventually they just had to shut up.
From my cursory understanding of the whole Zoe Quinn controversy, like, you can only absorb so much of that in a single day.
Yeah.
It's
So
not like she ever takes a soft, considered approach to everything. It's always like the most like you
this
come
is the
close
way
to me,
it
I'm
is.
gonna fucking end your world. Like damn girl.
Yeah,
I
so
don't want to get on your bad side.
yeah, and these guys got on her bad side, and because of that, no journalist really covered her.
Oh yeah.
Especially or cover them. I should
she's
say.
kind of got that like I'm the victim of all these assholes on 4chan and this other unrelated Chan who never did anything in particular to her, or at least haven't admitted it.
And after this controversy, Matthew Rappard actually made a comment on Reddit, which he actually kind of regrets now. Honestly, he's like, "I was not professional," but he made a comment on Reddit that was like, "Yo, Zoe Quinn like doxed me, and like all this shit happened. There was this media blockade." And that got a lot of attention, so especially on like 4chan and /V. So the V boards kind of rallied behind the Fine Young Capitalists, and now they're getting a whole bunch of donations.
Fuck, stream isn't buffering.
Stream, is it for you, or just?
I'm getting messages in the chat that the stream is not buffering.
Yeah. That's honestly I think that's a Twitch thing because I'm not dropping frames.
Oh no, that's a good thing. Okay, we're good.
Yeah. Okay.
Good.
Good.
Sorry, I had the brightness turned way down, and you're like, yeah. FYI, stream is above. Wait a minute. Okay, I read that wrong. That was my fault, and I caused myself a mini heart attack. Cool.
We're good now. Okay.
Thanks for being on top of it, Thunder DK.
Yeah. So
if you have like any audio issues or we're not coming in clear enough, let us know because we're trying to like troubleshoot this shit.
Yeah, Thunder DK, you'd be awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you texting right now?
It was something for something else, but yes.
Are you seriously fucking texting in the middle of a live stream?
You know what?
Give me your phone.
No, it was an urgent thing. It was an urgent thing. It was.
Give me your phone.
Shut up.
It was your mom, wasn't it?
No. It was my sister asking. She's getting tickets. She wanted to know if I wanted one.
You could totally have done that.
No, I couldn't
Yeah,
because she's there right now. Shut up. So
you asked. You don't give a shit about this, do you?
I totally.
That's
give a
why
shit
there's
about
3
this.
people watching.
Fuck off.
You're like nobody's watching. Do this. My phone.
Oh really? Yeah. Fuck off. So anyway.
Actually, there's only 2.
I have 3.
Well, fuck.
Well, I'm in there.
I'm looking at.
Tell your IRC friends about this. Tell them to get the fuck on here.
All right, let's do it up.
Announce this shit. But yeah, so anyway, yeah, so the Reddit post kind of exploded. Got a bunch of attention, or paid a bunch of attention to the Fine Young Capitalists. They created their own character that's going to be in one of the games.
That was fucking awesome.
Yeah, her name is Vivian James. Like, it's a really cool thing. Like, V somehow took it seriously. They're like, we're actually going to have a character. I think
the thing with V is, like, the joke would have, like, if they just went, like, oh, like, you know, stripper with huge tits or something like that, it totally wouldn't have been accepted. But if they took it, like, seriously and made something that, like, they couldn't possibly say no to, that's the joke.
Yeah. Yeah. And apparently people are messaging the Fine Young Capitalists on Twitter, like, how could you accept donations from V? Like, they're just going to make donations to something stupid, like butt cancer. And
prostate cancer kills people, alright?
Exactly. The person who's handles donations and stuff like that at the Fine Young Capitalists went, actually, that's not a bad cause to donate to. That's a very underserved cause. Like, butt cancer would be a good one. So a lot of money is not going to go to butt cancer because of...
Prostate. It's prostate cancer. Come on. Child.
Yes. But so far, the Indiegogo campaign, I checked it earlier today, was at like almost $39,000 out of the $65,000 they're trying to raise. Earlier this week, at least 13,000 had been donated by 4chan. And, you know, 4chan also donated enough that the Final Capitalists were going to make a video of 4chan's of whatever 4chan wanted. They would just make a video discussing that.
Yeah.
And 4chan's like, tell us about some really good female game developers. Like, tell us about women in games.
Yeah.
So, like, okay, well, that's actually...
That's good. That's
yeah.
really good.
So the first one was about Roberta Williams, who was really there at the beginning, and she kind of helped design the graphical adventure game. And then they talked about another really more recent game developer whose name I totally forget because whatever. I don't have it.
Because we're not that prepared.
Exactly. And by the way, guys, if you want to hear all this, go to the YouTube channel. It's linked there. And you'll see the interviews I've done with Matthew Rappard for the Final Capitalist. He goes through like all of this, and they're really interesting interviews.
At length.
Their
Yeah.
first one is an hour, the second one is in half an hour. But yeah, they're long interviews, but interesting at the same time. But
Oh, we're up to 6.
woo!
Can we hit double digits?
Yeah,
I told you I'd bring the people.
Dude,
Yeah.
it's like when we're watching that live
Hey.
tech tip stream, like the WAN show, and like live, and there's like 15,000 people watching that. And we're just like here.
I know. We want that. But they're also slightly bigger than us. They've
Oh yeah.
been doing this for a bit longer.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was just kind of all the Zoe Quinn shit. Honestly, I don't care. Like, a lot of people seem to make a big deal that she cheated on the guy. I don't care. The collusion in the industry, that's a problem. And
I mean, it only really matters the fact that like it's Five Guys Burgers and Fries. So, like, if you ever wanted to date her,
yeah,
like
no.
that's honestly for all her potential boyfriends, that's probably pretty good knowledge.
I mean, she's fucked if any of her like potential boyfriends want to Google her now because it's
Oh,
like,
God, yeah.
it's like, so what do you think of burgers and fries? But yeah, so that's that. Honestly, it was for the most part it's a non-story. Nathan Grayson never really wrote about her, so that's the non-story. The Ben Kuchera supporting the Patreon and the Patricia Hernandez thing, that's an actual story. That's actually
an
something
actual
worth
story.
talking about. The Final Capitalist thing, that's something worth talking about. But when people started focusing on Nathan Grayson and all the other shit, like no one cared. No one wanted to talk about that, and that's why so many big websites, myself included, really didn't talk about that. That's like,
Yeah.
it's not there.
And I think as we touched on before, like the main thing that really stuck with me is how everybody immediately formed into one camp and got like really fucking nasty with the other camp.
Mm-hmm. Oh
Like,
god,
there was,
yeah.
like media blackouts and like doxings and
Mm-hmm.
fuck.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
like because of this vitriol,
This girl's got like Helen of Troy status.
Mm-hmm. Pretty much. But because of this vitriol, it was passed then on to Anita Sarkeesian, because she just published a new video.
Oh, it's not like her name isn't loaded at all.
Yeah, well, she just published a new video, and immediately, like, apparently someone found her address, like, oh, hey, this address, I'm going to come and rape you to death. And
Yes.
it's all this different stuff, so she's...
That shit was fucked up.
Yeah, that was super fucked up. So, that's part of it, but yeah, so, guys, read the Total Biscuits Tumblr post on this, or whatever, Blogspot post, it was Blogspot. Read Total Biscuits Blogspot post on this. He's super reasonable, and I... Excuse me, and I completely agree with him.
Thunder, there will be sneezing
There,
as well.
Yes, there will totally be sneezing. Fuck allergies. But yeah, let's move on from the Zoe Quinn shenanigans to
Yeah,
something.
let's hope this controversy dies. Although it has offered a lot of buttery popcorn moments.
It has. There's been so much to this.
So much drama.
It just keep.
All that drama.
So much drama.
Sorry, Matt.
Poor Matt.
It was hilarious to listen to that interview with you and your odd inflection on words and whatnot, and his odd inflection on words. Joe and I are watching this in the office today, just being like, we wanted to have like bingo cards like mispronunciation.
Hey,
You can leave it open to making it a drinking game, I mean. Anytime drama's sad, or
Oh, there's two.
take a shot.
Yep. So yeah, let's move on to the misused industry buzzwords.
I like that article. That was good.
I posted the article last week. You can check it out on armgamer.com. You know, it was just something that I was just frustrated with all this stuff I was reading. It's like, oh hey, here's an industry buzzword. Like, I don't care. So
Innovative.
God, I hate when developers are like, oh, this is innovative, because like it really isn't half the time.
Honestly,
I don't care
like
about your
9 times
fish.
out of 10, if you say innovative, it's derivative.
Yeah.
Fish AI. Ooh.
Yeah, and it just
It doesn't add anything to a core gameplay element. Like, Portal was innovative.
yes. GoldenEye 64 was innovative.
Fish AI is not.
Mm-hmm.
Learn the difference.
And yeah, that really bugged me. But can you really blame developers too much? It's really hard for Activision to be like, this is the same COD experience from the last 10 years. You're gonna buy it anyway.
Ironically, your COD experience has AI fish.
Yes. So now they just had to be like, you know, I see what you did there. God damn it, Drew.
Fantastic.
Fuck your puns.
Turbo puns.
These aren't your mother's puns. These are turbo puns. So,
Excellent.
yes.
Big time.
Yeah,
What
that
else we got? Beta.
that
Remember when betas were something that were hard to get into, and like you actually had to know somebody or like apply to a list? It
yeah.
was just like, oh, cool. Insert your email address. Have fun playing Battlefield Hardline. I'm like, oh, cool. I know I'm not buying this game.
Yeah,
Actually,
it's
beta is the new demo.
it really is.
Yeah. Except
Like-
they just never bothered to finish it. Then again, in the Battlefield series, they never bothered to finish them on release.
That's true.
I think in the case of betas, I think the reason why they've opened them up so much now is that we have all these online games that were just crashing and failing it hard on opening day.
Mm-hmm.
Before, it used to be difficult to get into a beta, so you didn't have as many people on there because not everybody who signed up actually used the beta.
Right, but you know, having a extended beta kind of makes sense for MMO games, where it's like, all right, let's break servers this weekend, let's test out bugs on specific quests this weekend. But you have games in early access on Steam, which are perpetual betas. Terraria was a perpetual beta. Minecraft was in beta for 2.5 years.
It became a national phenomenon.
Yes.
In beta.
While in beta, became a
Some
phenomenon.
could argue that all the Battlefield games post 3 and including 3 are still in beta.
Yeah. Battlefield 4 definitely still in beta.
Oh god. I like how they have the community tested environment. They have Battlefield 4, a complete game. Then they have the Battlefield 4 community test environment to test new features. Like, you know, actual working, like, hit markers.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
This is while the fucking game is out.
Mm-hmm. And it just gets so frustrating when you have these games that are in perpetual, endless betas that you paid for. You
Yeah.
paid full price for a beta. And that's pretty much all what's early access is. Beta at this point is just meaningless. It's just a game release that is still buggy. That's all it is.
Yeah.
And I guess
This is why I wait to buy games now.
that's...
Which goes on to our next topic, which is in defense of pre-orders.
Yes. So, pre-orders get a lot of flack, especially pre-order bonuses and stuff like
Bullshit.
that.
Yeah.
People really hate them, but honestly, pre-orders are good for business and good for the industry in general. They're technically anti-consumer. Yeah, bear with me. In many ways, they're anti-consumer, but they help the retail side of things because the stores know exactly how much to order. You know, you don't want to run into instances of, I saw a Best Buy that had an entire shelf of Medal of Honor that no one bought
Yeah.
because they didn't have any pre-orders, so they
Things will
just
be
guessed.
digital downloads, so hard copies are going to be unimportant.
Not necessarily. My PS4 has a 500 gig hard drive. If each game is 40 gigs, I can only have so many games on it. PC games, of course, don't make sense.
Granted, I am mainly a PC
Some
gamer.
some
Yeah.
people do the pre-orders for the special edition type boxes and artwork. They make limited edition a lot of times for the pre-orders that they don't do for the general retail sales.
But pre-orders make sense also for the developers because it gives them a lot of money to end development.
True.
Because you have a set budget for a game. As you get towards the end, you need to start getting some revenue because you've used most of your budget towards
Right.
the end. And right before the game goes gold, you want to get the pre-order money in so you can say, okay, I have this. They're about to order this volume of units, on launch. So I need, we now have X amount of money, and that's good. It helps get DLC, expansions and DLC out as well. So it's there's no real initial benefit to consumers, which is why we have pre-order bonuses. It's an encouragement for us as consumers to get games, and sometimes it can work out really well. The Witcher 3, if you have 1 and 2 on GOG.com, you get 20% off the game.
Which is great. I mean, it's great that they actually will decide to reward brand loyalty when gamers are used to being fucked.
Yes. But on top of that, you also, even if you don't have 1 and 2, you get soundtrack and artwork and all this other really cool stuff. And that's, I think, pre-order bonuses done right. If you purchase Tropico 5 and pre-order that, you also got Tropico 4, all the DLC for Tropico 4, free DLC for Tropico 5.
Yeah.
That's also pre-orders done
Which is
right.
cool.
But
Where you run into problems is when you have a situation like you got specific pre-order bonuses for the PC, the Xbone, and the PS4. So there's pieces missing from your game because you have it on the wrong system.
yes, or there's even specific pre-order bonuses for retailers. So if you get it from GameStop, you have a thing, but if you get it from Best Buy, you have something completely different.
Yeah.
And that's really obnoxious.
Fucking A.
Yeah. So people really kind of don't like that, and I can see why that's an issue. But in general, I think we can find some happy medium.
Right.
Because it's good for developers and retailers, and if we get the right bonuses, it's also good for us.
Yes.
So that was pretty much the essence of my article, that pre-orders aren't universally horrible.
Yeah. They just, a lot of times are.
Yeah, no, they honestly can be. Yeah.
So, Watch Dogs is going to be the last mature title for the Wii U.
Yeah, well, from
Which-
Ubisoft, anyway.
Ubisoft, yeah.
Oh
yeah, people still have Wii U's.
yeah, I got mine right here, and I'm excited for
You're
it,
the only
actually.
person I know who's got a Wii U.
Dude, the lineup for the Wii U this year is phenomenal.
I gotta admit, the fact that I got, Smash Brothers coming out and that new Zelda that they demoed at E3, I'm like, alright, that's compelling.
Yeah, I mean, there's...
Previously, I was like, nah.
Yeah, no, there's these Smash Bros, there's a genuine Legend of Zelda game, then there's Hyrule Warriors, which is Dynasty Warriors style Legend of Zelda, which looks awesome. I mean, Splatoon looks like it's gonna be a really fun game as well.
Oh, yeah.
They don't have Pokemon Tekken coming yet, though.
Not yet,
Pokken,
that's
man.
gonna happen.
Dude,
Pokken.
Pokken?
Yeah, Pokken's gonna be a thing. I'm looking forward to that.
I always thought that, Pokemon was one of those franchises, especially, back when the last game, I think, Pokemon game I played was Yellow.
Really? Never
Yeah.
got to gold or silver?
As far as I'm concerned, there's only 151 Pokemon, and all these other, weird things are something from a different universe. But just, yeah, I was expecting a Pokemon game, not Snap, that came out on the N64.
Mm-hmm.
Imagine something with the engine of Zelda, Ocarina of Time, but set in the Pokemon world.
Yeah.
How awesome would that be?
That would be
I would have
awesome.
sold a shitload of units.
Yo, another thing I want is a game where it's almost like, Pokemon Coliseum, but real time.
Yeah.
So you're moving your thing around a large arena, and it's all the Pokemon. You could be Pikachu and zip the fuck around fighting a giant whale.
Giant whale?
Whale.
That's
Ahab here?
yes. Or
Just remember, we only have knowledge
Right.
of
So
Pokemon.
or it's Pikachu versus Gyarados, and Pikachu zipping around the arena. Gyarados is this big hulking slow thing,
Yeah, I got you.
And
I get you.
And I feel like that'd be fun in real time. You have, combos you can do with different things, almost like a Dragon Ball Z fighting game, but with Pokemon.
Yeah.
I would love
I'd be
the
down for
hell out of that.
Yeah.
And they don't have that yet, but I feel like Nintendo's come out and said they're going to focus more on core gamers now.
Yeah.
Miyamoto said like we're the casual audience, we think we got a bunch of new people in, but the casual audience doesn't want a challenge, and we're sick of that. We want to support core gaming. Like Miyamoto specifically said that, so that's really cool. Nintendo's going to start courting hardcore gamers again, and that's what I'm looking forward to.
Yeah.
And I feel like this year's lineup is them starting to prove that that's a thing.
Yep.
Splatoon looks like it's going to be. I don't know if you guys saw anything.
I saw it. Yeah, I checked that out.
Yeah, it's essentially a paintball game that has really interesting mechanics to it. So your goal isn't necessarily to kill the other person on the other team, but to paint the world in your color, to have the most of your color in the world. And you can also turn into a squid and like dive into the paint, and it's weird, but really cool. So
Yeah, Ordo-san's on. Hey.
Ordo, what's up, buddy?
It's like, what I missed? Like, the whole thing about the who shall not be named debacle.
Yes, you missed.
Although we named her, like, Five Guys.
Yeah, you missed Five Guys, and buzzwords, and Kotaku and Polygon shit. But
yeah, we're buffering again. Lovely.
woo! But yeah, so Watch Dogs is Ubisoft came out and said that Watch Dogs is going to be the last mature title on the Wii U, which is kind of sad because, for one thing, they delayed the release of Watch Dogs on the Wii U just because they didn't think the Wii U sold enough units.
It didn't, yeah. For the PS4 and the Xbone.
Yeah, so they're like, well, we don't give a shit anymore. Like, we're going to hold it off until I'm assuming this year's holiday season.
Yeah.
Because they're going to assume there are going to be more Wii U sold then, especially with Mario Kart, Smash Bros, and Legend of Zelda stuff.
Yep.
So, they're going to release it then. They're like, that's going to be our last mature title. I guess the rest are going to be like dance titles or Rayman Legends. But so we'll see if they change their mind and start releasing Assassin's Creed stuff later. Hello, Mother. Yeah, so I guess moving on to the next topic is virtual reality roller coasters.
That looked awesome.
I posted about this yesterday. It looks really cool.
Yeah.
So
that'd be cool if like theme parks had some sort of like VR experience while you're riding on the roller coaster.
Mm-hmm.
Like even though like it takes a while for you to actually get sick of riding a roller coaster, if they could change the experience in real time, how awesome would that be?
How cool would it be to like sit down on a roller coaster and have a choice of programs to see on the Oculus Rift? Say like here is a choice of 5 different experiences you can have. That immediately makes me want to ride the coaster 6 times.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Like, that seems really cool. So for people who haven't seen the website, I posted about this yesterday. There are virtual reality, like, there's a class in Germany that's trying to use the Oculus Rift to develop experiences and games and stuff on actual roller coasters.
Yeah, I'll throw it in the chat.
Yeah. It looks cool. They have 2 coasters that they're doing this now with, but honestly, if it turns out really well, I can see other roller coaster manufacturers actually getting developers involved. Like, more of this, all of this.
Yeah, yeah.
And
it'd be a good way to keep like roller coasters fresh.
Mm-hmm. And
you could just reprogram the experience instead of like having to repaint the whole goddamn thing every 5 years.
Yeah, and there's some really cool things you can do with it. Like you could just have an experience like it feels like you're just going through something, or you could have a controller in your hand and you're make it feel like you're playing a rail shooting game.
Yeah.
In asteroids, dodging asteroids, destroying asteroids. Like, that would be cool as hell.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
So I thought that was a really cool idea, and I just wanted to share that. Yeah, like, I would totally go on those coasters all the time.
Yeah.
I mean,
so Twitch bought Amazon.
Yeah.
Amazon bought Twitch.
That way, yes.
Yeah.
That
there would be a lot bigger news than Twitch managed that.
Sweet baby Jesus is strong.
Yeah, speaking of which, hand me another Sweet Baby Jesus. So, for people who don't know, we are currently drinking Sweet Baby Jesus peanut butter and chocolate porter.
It's dense.
It's also delicious. Just the gravity on this stuff.
The gravity?
Yeah,
You mean alcohol by volume?
sure.
You use gravity to get to alcohol by ABV.
Right, so what's the ABV on this shit?
6.5.
Damn, not bad. Yes.
You're learning your brewing buzzwords. It's good.
I'm getting there.
Let the hobby flow through you.
So, yeah, guys, I'm about to get started in home brewing soon. That'll be fun. Soon we'll be drinking beer I made instead of this.
Soon.
In, a month.
I don't think you recognize how much work goes into this.
A month? 2 months?
Yeah. Okay.
Give or take. Well,
We'll get you through your first brewing session, and
yeah, then we'll see. But, yeah, so Amazon purchased Twitch, which I think surprised everyone. Everyone just assumed Google was going to buy Twitch, and that was it. Those were all the rumors
was that ever
cast.
in the works?
It was, yes.
Oh, okay. Because I thought, that's a really convincing bullshit story.
Yeah, no, apparently it was in the works, but negotiations cooled.
Yeah.
And then Amazon just came in and were like, we'll buy it.
But I mean, you can kind of argue against it on the Google front anyway. They've already got YouTube. They've already got Hangouts. They already have existing platforms there. All they'd be buying at that point is the brand. They're not really interested in anything that Twitch had to offer. They've got their own thing already. Amazon doesn't. So
And Amazon's definitely got the infrastructure to run it.
Oh yeah.
Maybe we won't get these buffering issues. 4K, sure. Run it on S3.
Yeah. No, it's...
God, I love our monthly bill is just insane for how much we give to Amazon for our backups.
Oh yeah. I think we pay like $2 a month. I think.
Damn,
to back up all of our sites.
That's expensive, man.
Yeah.
Daily backups.
Yeah, so, it makes sense for Amazon in a way to buy, because they don't really, they haven't really actually done this kind of thing before, so it's actually not a bad idea for them to get into it. I think you can see, there's an article I think on Time that explained why it's actually a really good idea for Amazon. I wish I had it on me.
Yeah, we can Google it.
Yeah, whatever, but no, this is going to be a big thing for Amazon, and honestly, what I really want from this is the ability to stream music. If there's, if Amazon was to say, okay, you can stream music if you let us put an advertisement in there that's like, you like this song, buy it here.
Buy it on Amazon.
Yeah. I'd be like, yes, that right there.
Do you like this game? Buy it on Amazon.
Yeah, so that would... Are you looking up butterbeer?
No, somebody suggested we drink butterbeer for the next one. I don't know if it was a real thing.
No, it is a real thing.
It's a Harry Potter thing.
It is.
Harry Potter isn't real.
What the fuck are you talking about? Harry Potter's totally real. If Harry Potter wasn't real, why would we have books on it?
Fair point, but we can say the same thing about Jesus.
Anyway, so...
Pandora's box.
Let all the hate come in. Yes. So... Yeah, so... I don't know. I'm interested to see what's happened. A lot of people, I think, got really burned out on Google and were dreading the idea of Google buying Twitch because...
Google Plus everywhere.
Yeah,
You must join Google Plus to view this.
Because a lot of people don't like what Google did with YouTube.
Oh my god.
And so people were like, that's gonna happen.
You'd like to use your real name on YouTube. No.
I never said that.
They have taken a step back on that now.
Yeah.
They let you use a screen name.
Yes, they have, which is good. I appreciate that.
They realized people were just making up names anyway.
One thing I found interesting is that YouTube's actually slowly rolling out some really cool features. So if you want, and as a creator, I think it's awesome. I can put a watermark in the upper right hand corner of my video that people can go over, and it's a subscribe button. It's a watermark. That's a subscribe button. That's awesome. So I recently added all that in because it's useful to me.
Yeah.
so yeah, YouTube is just kind of yeah, and people were really afraid of that happening to Twitch.
Yeah.
But it also made sense for Google to buy it because a lot of people import their stuff from Twitch to YouTube.
Yeah. Kind of streamlining that process.
But Twitch already has the video on demand on their service. Obviously, it has issues with the music on it, but so does YouTube.
Right, but people go on YouTube more to watch videos on demand, whereas the thing on Twitch people don't do as often.
Yeah.
And you also have this kind of cross thing with like, oh, I'm a really big YouTuber, I can now become a Twitch partner, and it's just this whole back and forth thing with it.
Yeah.
But so I don't know what's going to happen with that and Amazon. But
it would be interesting to see how Google, because I know Google has live streaming services already.
Yeah, they have it
It's
already.
possible to do that.
Yeah.
If Google steps up their game and wants to actually move into that space more, now that Amazon has.
All they'd have to do is create like a new category for live gaming streams, and you're now in direct competition.
Exactly. So yeah, that's I don't know what's going to happen with that. I think it's interesting.
We'll let time tell if it's good or bad. I can only say that more competition for Google at this point is a good thing. I'm getting kind of wary. I know their whole slogan is like "Do no evil," but it's like
don't be evil, yeah.
Don't be evil. It's like all
watch everything.
NSA, you want a direct line into the service? Our service, sure.
Yeah.
NBD.
Yeah, it's just this weird.
All hail Matt Cutts, director of web spam team.
So, a lot of people. One interesting thing that came out of the Amazon buying Twitch thing was Twitch came out and said the reason why we accepted Amazon is because they liked our culture.
Yeah.
We can, and they want Twitch to be a full subsidiary. So Twitch is its own company to do what it wants with the resources of Amazon,
which are vast.
Yes, and they're like, no, they aren't going to come
lightly.
in. They aren't going to come in and tell us to change who we are or what we do. So that was apparently something that was big, and I hope that involves.
Let's hope that comes to pass.
Mm-hmm.
I know.
It could just be a whole big media speak.
Hell
thing,
hath no fury like Jeff Bezos.
Yes. Yeah, it could just be a huge media speak thing, but I'm hopeful. I think it's pretty good.
Let's see how it plays out.
Mm-hmm.
Could be good.
Chris.
Could be bad.
Mm-hmm. Chris?
Yeah, we got another viewer.
Sup, Chris?
Yo.
I need to bring up my laptop next time so I can, chat along.
But you're leading the discussion.
I guess.
And texting.
Yeah. I sent out one
hey
text.
Girl, what's up?
I sent out one text. I was literally, yes, please.
How you doing, Brooklyn chick?
So, yeah, I mean, that's it for the topics I sent you guys. Is there anything you guys want to talk about?
As long as it's not about Quinnspiracy, I'm so sick of this topic.
Is there anything you guys in chat want us to talk about? And that's going to take 30 seconds to reach them, so...
Yep.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. It's
gotta wait on that. Nope, Chris left. Chris is like, nope, not having this.
Oh, damn you, Chris.
Yeah, it's Chris from, Oh no, I don't have Chris in there anymore.
Womp womp.
Womp, womp, womp. So, is there anything, like, you guys,
Yeah, man, I got nothing.
Yeah, anything you want to talk about, Joe? No?
Yeah, I don't know. I got
With
trials and
3 other people
tribulations.
still in here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I gotta do a better job of advertising this.
Yeah, we clocked out at 6, and it quickly went back down to 3.
Yeah, the people you brought in are like, fuck this shit.
Yeah. Well, I didn't really advertise that much tonight. I only went a couple of small channels.
Yeah.
I'm in the
Alright, man.
300-person league.
Yep, I think we're done. So, I'm assuming for the Armed Gamer, these were Drew and Joe from Uber Motif. This was What's Brewing, and
we're out this bitch.
yeah, hope you guys enjoyed. Subscribe on YouTube. Yeah, subscribe on YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, all that
wherever
good stuff.
you can.
Yes, follow me. Check out the website. And I hope you guys
Steve,
enjoyed.
he's hemorrhaging money.
Yes, seriously. Seriously, I'm
Just click on
Our
it.
next stream is going to be in an alley out of a cardboard box. So I'm just gonna put that out there.
There's not even going to be a camera. We're just going to be in an alley just talking, and people are going to stare at us really weird.
Please, go to the site, and if you happen to possibly click on an ad, it's cool.
I would appreciate it.
Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
You didn't hear us say that, but they're there and they're tailored to your preferences.
Yes.
Well, something must look good.
Yeah.
Google Glass ad for the 50th time. You should check that out.
Yeah. So I hope you guys enjoyed. I'll be on hopefully next week.
Thanks
Peace
for
out.
watching.
Working and drinking, working and drinking.